Hello. So today I wanted to talk about how we should be keeping our VR headsets safe and keep things hygienic. And I think it's especially important considering right now everyone is ensuring that they're either self-isolating or that everything they do is remaining as hygienic and as safe as possible. So with keeping VR headsets, there's a couple of different things that you can do, and there's a couple of different things that I suggest. I have 4 different tips. Most of these might seem like common sense, but sometimes just hearing it from someone else is that little bit of information, like a little bit of just extra push that you need to make it happen. So the first thing is just making sure you're washing your hands. It's really important just in general. I'm sure you've been hearing all the advice over the last few weeks: wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And it's especially important if you're doing VR demos, or even if you're just looking after your own headset and maybe some close family members are using it, because the viruses can stay alive for up to 7 days is what I think it is on surfaces. So making sure you're keeping your hands clean means you're mitigating the chances of transferring anything to your headsets in the first place. Second piece of advice is replacing the foam covers on your headsets. So currently you've got the foam covers on there, and that's very porous, which means sweat can get in there, bacteria can get in there, viruses can get in there, any sort of small molecules can kind of get in, and they're very hard to get out once they make it in, even if you scrub them and stuff like that. So swapping them out for a waterproof cover, something like a VR cover or one of the other aftermarket products you can get from Amazon, is a really good way to mitigate this. They're much easier to wipe, and you can just go over them once or twice with like a cloth or an alcohol wipe, and it'll be good as new. My third tip is making sure you're wiping everything. So in the past, we've always advised people not to use alcohol wipes because they can irritate the eyes and they can irritate the skin if they use too much. But considering the times we're currently in, I've changed my mind on this, and I think everything should be alcohol wipes right now. Normally, you should be using your alcohol wipes, but I wouldn't say go over the top with them. Maybe just 1 or 2 wipes when you're cleaning the headsets and the controllers, and maybe even the front of the headset, depending on what it is. It's because if you use too much, then there won't be enough time for that alcohol and for that residue to evaporate into the air, and that could irritate someone's eyes or someone's skin. My final tip is to train your teams and to make sure you've really drilled them in hygiene. One of the big things that I see is people get trained in hygiene, but then their teams very quickly become complacent or almost get lulled into a false sense of security. They think, oh yeah, I'm cleaning them. Oh, I've done it once every 2 times or something. But if someone's got a sickness or they've got the coronavirus, for example, and then the next person wears the headset immediately afterwards, that's one more person which is at risk of contracting it. So we need to make sure that we're cleaning it every time and that we're remaining disciplined and we're drilling this into people. So those are like the main tips I really have. So it's hand cleaning, replacing your foam covers with waterproof covers, using alcohol solutions or alcohol wipes on your headsets, and ensuring that you're really training and disciplining your teams on how to use this. There are a couple of other little things that I wanted to mention as well. There are aftermarket things like the Clean Box out there, which uses ultraviolet light, and that's meant to be really effective at disinfecting headsets. But my concern here is that it might lull people into that false sense of security and stop them from doing some basic hygiene stuff as well. But if you can afford it, I'd recommend getting yourself a Clean Box as well. I mean, it can't help to be extra safe. And then what else was I going to mention as well? Okay, I remember. So another piece of advice which I have, which I think might be quite effective as well, is when you're giving VR demos, is hooking up an external microphone. So that, and then set it so that the PC is listening to this microphone, so that when people are in a VR demo and it's a PC-based demo, you don't have to get close to them to give them instructions or to whisper them in their ear. You can say it into the microphone and then they can hear that inside the experience. This just means that you're maintaining a little bit more distance between people, which is, again, going to mitigate your chances of transmitting anything or getting anything from anyone else out there. Cool. Those are my tips. As always, I'd love to hear what you have to say too. Leave your comments down below. I'm also going to leave links for those waterproof headset covers in the link below. So if you're interested in getting one of those, you can find the link there. And yeah, stay safe. Thank you.